Deep in the heart of a quiet countryside, where rolling hills met the endless sky, there was a secret place few had ever seen. A garden, hidden beyond a small, weathered gate, wrapped in the soft embrace of ancient trees. The air carried a delicate scent of lavender and honeysuckle, and the distant hum of a gentle stream wove through the silence like a lullaby. For years, the garden had been forgotten by the world, left undisturbed by time. It belonged to no one, yet welcomed all who happened upon it. Birds nested in the towering oaks, butterflies danced lazily in the warm afternoon sun, and the wind carried whispers of stories long past. One evening, as the golden light of dusk painted the sky, Eleanor found herself wandering along a narrow woodland path. Life had been heavy on her shoulders, endless thoughts, restless nights, and a mind that never knew how to be still. She hadn't meant to stray so far from home, but something about the quiet woods had drawn her in. Then, through a break in the trees, she saw it. The gate stood half open, as if waiting for her. Beyond it, the garden unfolded like a forgotten dream. The air was different, hair lighter, softer, as if it carried the weight of every weary heart that had ever sought refuge within its walls. Eleanor stepped inside, her breath catching at the side of a stone bench nestled beneath an old willow tree. Something about this place felt familiar, though she was certain she had never been here before. She sat down, running her fingers over the cool, worn surface of the bench. The moment she closed her eyes, the world melted away. The garden hummed with life, but it was a quiet, soothing kind of presence. The rustling of leaves, the distant song of a nightingale, the soft ripple of the stream winding its way through the grass. A deep sense of peace settled over her. For the first time in a long while, Eleanor let go the garden's whisper. As she sat in stillness, she began to notice things she hadn't before. The way the willow's branches swayed, even when the breeze was absent. The way the fireflies moved in slow, rhythmic patterns, as if guiding her attention to something unseen. There was a presence here, gentle, watchful, as though the garden itself had been waiting for her arrival. She placed her hand on the bench beside her, feeling the cool stone beneath her fingertips. The surface was smooth, worn down by time and touch. How many others had sat here before her? How many hearts had found solace in this hidden sanctuary? A soft rustling broke the silence, and Eleanor turned her head. A small silver-haired fox stood at the edge of the clearing, its bright eyes locked onto hers. It did not seem afraid. Instead, it watched her with quiet curiosity, as if deciding whether she belonged here. For a long moment, neither of them moved. Then, as if satisfied with whatever it had seen, the fox turned and disappeared into the tall grass, vanishing like a wisp of mist. Eleanor let out a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. Something about this place was different. It wasn't just a garden, it was alive, in a way she couldn't quite explain. It was as if the trees, the stream, the very earth beneath her feet held the memories of all who had come before. And now, she was part of that story too. Reflections in the water, drawn by a quiet pull. Eleanor rose from the bench and walked toward the stream. The water was impossibly clear, reflecting the deepening twilight sky above. But as she gazed into its surface, she saw something more than her own reflection. She saw herself as a child, laughing as she ran through fields of wildflowers. She saw her younger self lying on the grass, staring up at the stars with endless wonder. She saw moments she had long forgotten, quiet joys, small victories, simple moments of happiness. And then she saw herself now, tired, burdened, carrying worries that had slowly dimmed the light in her eyes. A soft ripple moved across the water, distorting the image. And in that moment, she understood. She had spent so much time chasing peace, searching for something outside of herself to quiet the restlessness within. But peace had never been something to chase. It had always been here, waiting for her in the stillness, in the places she had been too busy to notice. The garden was not just a place, it was a reminder. A reminder that the quiet she longed for had always been within her. The return. As night fell, the garden glowed with a soft golden light. The fireflies drifted lazily through the air, their tiny lanterns flickering like stars brought down to earth. The willow's branches swayed gently, as if singing a silent lullaby to the world. Eleanor knew it was time to leave. She walked back to the gate, pausing for one last look at the place that had changed her in ways she couldn't yet put into words. The garden had always been here, and now she carried a piece of it within her. She stepped through the gate, back into the world beyond. But she was not the same, because now, no matter where life took her, she knew she could always return, not just to the garden, but to herself.